welcome to Unicorn Poop Knits, the channel where I show you how to make whimsical knitted creations. In today's episode, I'll be doing another knit chat tee, and the project I'm working on is again the socks. I'm still working on them. I finished the first one, so I did a knit one through the back loop, purl one rib for about an inch or 10 rounds, and then I did 20 rounds in stockinette stitch, turned the heel, and then decreased and knit, I think it's 10 rounds, and then I started decreasing for the toes, and then I grafted the stitches together at the toes, and voila, a very simple pretty sock, and it's so soft. It's made of cotton and I just love this color. It was a good use for this stash yarn that I had sitting around for a while. It's a very beautiful yarn. I'm glad I'm finally using it. And so I got started on the second sock, and if I were to design these socks again, I think instead of doing a decrease round and then a knit round and alternating, I would have just decreased every single round. And I think it would be a little more snug if I had done that. But I have tried it on and it is still pretty snug, so I'm happy with it. Yes, so this is what I'm knitting. And I'm drinking some jasmine green tea, which I love. Here's a little life update. I've been back to my old job for about a week now, a little over a week, and it's going well. I'm very happy with it, so that's good. It's nice to have stability, and I'm settling into this apartment very nicely, and I like it a lot. I replaced the horrible mattress, so now I have a comfortable mattress, and I'm liking it. It's starting to feel like home. And also at the same time, I've been doing the February challenge on Instagram, and it has really been a challenge trying to think of a photo to post every single day. And there are these little prompts. So on the first day, I dressed myself up in a beret that I designed and knitted a few years ago, and a scarf that I designed and knitted a long time ago. I'd say 9 years. Yeah, it's been 9 years already. Wow, that goes by fast. And I'm wearing the Spellman sweater and a little bracelet that I bought recently, and a Christmas tree pin that my friend gave me for Christmas. I just love that pin. It's so special because she gave it to me. So then the next one, so the first one was intro selfie, so that's why I took that selfie. Then the second day was knit and sips. So I put my phone camera on an auto timer and started knitting and just held the phone in my mouth. I cleaned it first. I did clean it first. I held it in my mouth, and so it took a photo of both my hands knitting. That's how I was able to do that. And I have 2 photos there. And then the next one was day 3, made in 2019, and I just took a bunch of screenshots of some of my old Instagram posts to show what I had made in 2019, but I didn't really like that. So later that night, I posted the same day challenge again, and I just took all the stuff I made in 2019, threw it on my bed and took a photo of it. So I did that one twice. Then day 4 was close-up, so I took a close-up of the face of the panda I just recently crocheted. I thought that was cute. And day 4, that was day 4. And then for day 5, it was work in progress, and of course my work in progress are these socks I'm knitting, so I did that. And then day 6 was outside. And so I took a photo of my hands and some yarn outside in a blizzard. And by the way, there's a blizzard of sorts again today. Well, I wouldn't really call it a blizzard, but it is snowing pretty heavily. And then the next day, day 7, was technique. So I took a clip of one of my old knit chat tees where I was doing a right-leaning cable tutorial. I took that clip and I put it on IGTV. for day 7 of the challenge. Day 8 was weekend. I wasn't sure what to post, but finally I just took a photo of the video editing I was doing for this channel that weekend, and I posted that. And then I skipped day 9 because I wanted to post some photos of my friends, because day 9 is gratitude and I'm most grateful for my friends. But I didn't have a photo that I wanted to post of them, and I want to ask their permission first, so I'll probably post that one this weekend. And then day 10 was morning. So in the morning, it was snowing pretty heavily, so I took my unicorn Freddy, my mascot for this channel, and I put him in the window in my room. I put him on the windowsill looking out the window, and I took a photo of him looking out the window at the snowstorm, and I thought that was really cute. And then for day 11, black and white, I took a photo of my crocheted panda reading an applied linguistics book. And I don't think you can get much more black and white than that. The black and white of the book and the black and white of the panda. And then for day 12, hibernating, again, I wasn't sure what to do for this one, so I dressed myself up in my purple panda kigurumi and started knitting, set my phone on auto timer, and I took a photo that way because bears hibernate. I don't know if pandas hibernate, but bears definitely hibernate. So I was like a purple hibernating bear knitting, if that makes sense. So that's where I am on the Fiber Ueri challenge. Today is day 13 of the challenge, and I'm supposed to post on the go, so I'm probably just gonna take a selfie of myself running to work because I'm filming this before work right now. I have to leave pretty soon, and I'll do that. And that's it for the updates. Now I'm going to insert some footage of my knitted sweater collection. I knitted this pink sweater in 2013 when I was 23 years old. At that time, The Perks of Being a Wallflower came out and I really liked the movie, and Emma Watson's character had a couple of beautiful sweaters that I really admired, that I really wanted to make. And at the same time, I was reading Designing Sweaters by Elizabeth Zimmerman. I think that was the name of the book, but I'm not sure. I've had a really hard time finding it again. It was a book I took out of the library, so I'm not sure that's what it's even called or if that's the author, but I think that's it. So I bought some yarn from Michaels, the amount that I needed to make this sweater, and I started designing based on the book. And it was the first sweater I ever designed. I was worried about how it would come out, but then when I finished it, I was really pleased with the outcome. So I've had this sweater for 7 years now, and it's still in really great shape. And then, that same year, 2013, I made a black sweater, and I wanted to challenge myself a little bit more. So I designed a lace pattern where there was this big lace heart in the back, and all along the sleeves there were little lace hearts, and in the center of each little lace heart on the sleeves I put a little heart button, a red heart button, and then I laced red ribbon through the heart on the back. I made this sweater using Michaels yarn again, it's very affordable. And I always get compliments on this sweater. People call it the Valentine's Day sweater. And then I made a circle sweater in 2014. This was a pattern from Stash Buster Knits. I took a bunch of yarns that I had in my stash that I wanted to use up, and I rolled them up into a variegated ball of yarn. And it's a really fun sweater, and it's fun to twirl in it. It flares out. It's so fun. And if you hold the sides out, it feels like you have wings. That same year, in 2014, I made a tunic. At least I wear it as a tunic. It could be worn as a mini dress, but I prefer to wear it as a tunic. I made this with yarn that was gifted to me. Someone had this huge stash. She didn't know what to do with all of that yarn, so I said, sure, I'll take it. And I had a lot of fun with it. I made this entire mini dress, or tunic if you will, and I also made a few stuffed animals. It was really a lot of yarn. In 2015, I made this green sweater. What I did was I went to a yarn store in Keene, New Hampshire, where I used to live, where I'm from. That has been closed since 2016, but this was 2015, so it was still open. I went there and I saw this beautiful yarn in green with some purple striping and some blue striping, and I just loved the yarn. So I bought one skein. These were massive skeins, so it was enough for an entire sweater. And I made this green sweater with a little turtleneck of sorts. In 2016, I was still a teacher at Keene High School, so I went with the drama club to New York City, and I paid a pretty low price to go. I think it was maybe $50 for the bus ride, and I did what I liked throughout the day. I went to a couple museums, and then my last stop was at Pearl Soho, which is a knitting and sewing store in New York City, and I bought some gold colored yarn in yak fiber. So it's yak fiber and it's a gold color. And the yarn was sort of like thread, and I needed size 0 needles to make the sweater. And it took me 6 months to make it. That's the longest it's ever taken me to make a sweater. It took so long, and people are always shocked when I say I made it because the fabric is so fine. In 2017, I used gifted yarn from the same person who gave me the yarn to make the tunic. I used yarn from the same person who gifted it to me to make this princessy Celtic kind of sweater in a cream color. I had fun playing with cables, and it was the first sweater I made in Montreal. I finished it on Christmas Day 2017. In 2019, I re-knitted this peach sweater that I had already knitted before. So it was a sweater that I had knitted. I didn't like how it came out because it was falling off the shoulders all the time and the sleeves were too long. So I completely ripped it out and remade a new sweater. The yarn was from Webb's Yarn in Massachusetts, the largest yarn store I've ever been to, and I think it might be the largest yarn store in North America. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. And they have a massive warehouse in the back where you can buy yarn in bulk and get discounts. And that's where I got this peach yarn to make this sweater, and I love it. I love the daisies I put on the neckline with the little pearls in the middle. That's a nice touch. I just love this sweater. It's so cozy. It's one of my favorites, and I wear it every week, at least once, at least one day a week. This pink sweater is from the Pink Sweater Pilot episode in 2019. I bought the yarn from La Bobineuse de Laine. It was very affordable. It was only $7 a ball, and I only needed 2 balls to make this sweater. This was my first YouTube video, and this sweater falls off my shoulders, so I have to pin it to a shirt or a dress to prevent it from slipping. And I'm thinking of redoing the top of it so it doesn't fall off anymore. But I'm not sure, because it is nice the way it is. I have to think about it. And then there's the pastel rainbow tunic, which I also made in 2019. I bought the yarn in Hong Kong. All of that yarn cost only 10 Canadian dollars. It's very affordable. And this is another recent YouTube video. I just put this out last week, so that's available. And then the last sweater I made in 2019 was the Stardust sweater by Tristan Molina of Dragon Horde Yarns. I got this yarn at a nice yarn store just outside of Montreal, and it's called Les Laines Saute Mouton, the store where I got the yarn. And the shop lady there was very nice. She helped me find the yarn that I needed, and it is a mix of wool and hemp and mohair, and it's 2 strands held together, one of wool and hemp and one of mohair. And one of them is Bliss yarns, that's the mohair, and one of them is Cascade yarns, hemp. It's a very nice sweater. Again, this is another one of my favorites. I wear it at least once a week, and it's just beautiful. And the first sweater I made in 2020 was the Spellman sweater. I'm so happy about this sweater. I really love it. The detailing along the sleeves is so beautiful. And I talked about it a lot in my previous Knit Chat teas. And I really admire Tristan Molina's designs, and I admire her yarn as well. I haven't been able to buy her yarn yet, but someday I hope to. I really like her yarn, I really like her designs. For the Spellman sweater, I used Ritual Dyes yarn in Scorpio because the yarn I wanted from Dragon Horde Yarns was no longer available. It was sold out. So I got Ritual Dyes yarn in Scorpio, and I love it. It's so soft, it's like knitting butter. And I have a video where I'm unboxing this yarn, and I was just so happy about it, so that's linked also. And these are all my sweaters. So those are most of the sweaters I've knitted in the past 7 years. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Stay whimsical. Bye!